Man, oh man, are you guys as tired of the mainstream media and all these lying, hypocritical politicians? I mean, are you? As if you are, this show will continue to be the right place for you. This is the Jez Rucinski show, and it starts right now. And we're going to start off with, the mainstream media and the president and all the major members of the House and Senate, at least on the Democrat side, saying there's absolutely nothing to worry about at the border. There's not a crisis at all. Everything is fine. First thing that says that is the fact that we know they're holding all these people at 100% capacity and only doing it for 3 days and then shipping them away to wherever they want to go, wherever that is, during a pandemic. These places are holding at 100% capacity, and they're converting places like the Dallas Convention Center into being somewhere to hold these people, like the teens, male teens, I believe. Like, there's that many of them that they're turning convention centers into places to house all these people. Like, that's how bad it is right now. I went over the fact that there's already more crossings at the Rio Grande area of the border than there was all of last year, and we're not even like 3 months in. I think last year there was 90 some thousand. We're up over 110,000 right now. I saw the numbers. I mean, like, that's terrible. How the hell is that not a problem? How is that not a problem, like, at all? Like, where in the hell do you get that from? Like, especially during a pandemic, holding all these places at 100%, because they get there and they're releasing them after 3 days, trying to at least to send them wherever they want. No symptoms, and they could all pop. We've seen people test negative in the morning and then test positive in the afternoon and actually have it. Like, so how do you know that they're coming from all over the place and that they don't have it? And they're all sitting there packed in like sardines in these places at 100% and then shipped to wherever. Like, how is that, like, not a humanitarian and health crisis and everything all wrapped into one? Like, there's American citizens that can't go out and do whatever they want. Restaurants, movies, do all this stuff in some states where they're not allowed to do anything, but these guys can be there for 3 days, test negative, and then get sent to wherever. And we all know how COVID goes. I mean, they could actually have it and just be testing negative if they get tested at all. Who knows? And just shipped out to the world. So when numbers are going down, what if numbers start spiking again? I guarantee it's going to have something to do with that. But I also guarantee that most of the media out there is going to lie through their teeth about it. Say it's because people aren't masking, we're doing this. Nah. Everyone's kind of like, that's what they do. They lie. They yell at people for politicizing things. But 100% capacity during a pandemic and then sending these people wherever they want to go. Even though, they're supposed to be like quarantine on, but they said they're processing them in 3 days. But, they're trying to get them all in 3 days and get them out to wherever they want to go. And then, well, they show up a couple days later and have, turns out suddenly they have symptoms and they're test positive. They spread it to all kinds of other people. Like, that causes more chaos. So how the hell is them holding them at 100% capacity when there's restaurants and stuff that haven't been able to, and a lot of businesses that can't open at full capacity that are still waiting? These migrant facilities, people coming from like third world countries where, health isn't the best, life isn't the best. Everything really kind of sucks. 100% capacity, though, which means one person gets it, they can give it to everyone that's around there with them. And that just causes a giant cluster and a problem for our national well-being and health and the economy and everything. But there they are telling you everything is like all honky-dory and fine. I mean, even the chief of the DHS, Alejandro Mayorkas, at least I believe, yes, did get that right, has said already, the guy running Department of Homeland Security, saying that we're well on our way to seeing the worst number of migrants coming across the southern border, which is illegally, in 20 years. Like, I'm sorry, that's straight from the horse's mouth. That we have a problem. We have a very large problem. Hell, just the number of children unaccompanied minors crossing the border all on their own, just showing up. Like, where the hell are they going? Where are their parents? What's the story with that? And this is why people get held for so long, and kids in cages and all. If there weren't thousands of them just showing up, we wouldn't have this problem. At least not as catastrophically. And people just keep saying, oh, there's nothing wrong. We're just politicizing it. No. We're actually telling people what's actually physically going on down there. And again, head of Homeland Security straight up said this is going to be the biggest numbers we've seen in at least 20 years at the border. Like that's a problem. All these places are way up. A lot of the places have already surpassed their numbers from last year. Like in 2.5 months. Oh, but COVID, yeah, like the first 2.5 months, nothing was really catastrophic. Until March, the national emergency was made and everything started getting really shut down. But we already beat all the year with that, and people still coming across the whole time in 2.5 months. In a lot of these areas, that's terrifying. At least it should be to you. It's not. There's something completely wrong in between your ears, and that's on you. That's not on me. I can't fix that. Sorry. You can't fix that. It's been scientifically proven, and just, people wouldn't keep saying it if it wasn't true. But it's truly scary, the amount of people coming. And even scarier, so far since October, they have found, apprehended 4 people on the terror watch list trying to cross the border. People from Yemen and Serbia crossing our southern border. And anyone, you don't need a map to know where Yemen and Serbia are. Maybe not exactly where it is without a map, but what parts of the world they're in. Nowhere near the southern border. How the hell are we getting people from over there crossing our southern border trying to get in here? And if we caught 4, how many more are there? As you know, if they caught 4, there's a whole lot more that did just get right in. They got sent on their way. And there's people like Juan Williams and the rest of the liberals on the media saying that that's not a problem. We're just trying to politicize it, and just because they're on the terror watch list doesn't mean they're a terrorist. Well, there's a damn reason why they're on the terror watch list. I mean, we don't just put people on there because we can. We do actually do a lot of intelligence and all kinds of stuff before we put people on there. There's a reason you're on the terror watch list, because you're doing some sketchy things. Or parts of terrorist groups. Or looking into a lot of the stuff on them. Doing all kinds of stuff. There's reasons, but we're just politicizing it by bringing it up. No, see, we went from humanitarian crisis, health crisis, and there's a national security crisis if they've got 4 people on the terror watch list trying to get in. How many does that mean they didn't catch and are now here? Planning God knows what. So guess what? It's really happening right now. It does not take a brain to figure that out. Now the lefties and the idiotic liberals that tell me I'm crazy, please enlighten me. How I'm nuts on this one. If they caught 4 on that list trying to get over since October, how many do you think they didn't catch? Because look at the numbers that they're getting from all these areas of illegal border crossings in the last couple months. And they're not catching all of them. Nowhere near. When they're dealing with some, they're going to take them away. More people are coming. Lots of them have gotten in. It's a guarantee. And that is catastrophic for our national security, but no one seems to care. Which truly just irks me and irritates me to absolutely no end. And people tell me I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist and I'm nuts. But hey, you know what? Deal with it. I deal with it. I deal with what you call me, so you can deal with what I'm saying. Except what I'm saying isn't, calling names. It's that if they caught 4 people doing that, then, there's a lot more. And that's a problem. It's a very large problem. I think that our public health, with just letting these people go, after 3 days to whatever they want, when they could have it, COVID, that could cause spreading. Having the people in 100% facilities maxed out during COVID. If one person has it, if they're all maxed out in these facilities, 100%, that can give a lot of people it. Which would cause a catastrophic problem if they're just getting, sent all over the country. And national security for that. I mean, there's all kinds of problems, associated with that. And if you don't see it, please come back to reality. Use that thing in between your ears. No matter how much you've hit it, trust me, I've hit mine a lot harder and mine's still working. Doesn't take much. All I'm getting at. Point 2 of the day goes on to the media. This has been a thing from a couple months ago. Remember when The Washington Post, I believe it was. Washington Post ran the story that, apparently Donald Trump was telling the Attorney General in Georgia to go out there and find the fraud, and he'd be a national hero and this, that, and the other thing. And they're even talking about impeaching him for this from an anonymous source. It's amazing how many of those turned up in the last couple of years, and they just spewed whatever the hell they wanted. Then when the truth came out, they just moved on to another thing quietly, edit articles, and move on, and don't say anything. They just move on. Like, how much of that? But, and the Washington Post had this, and NBC News, USA Today, ABC News, CNN, Vox, the Daily Fail, UK. There's all these places ran with the story from the Washington Post that he allegedly said that. Which, he said, listen to the phone call. It's a perfect phone call. He said, release the transcripts. Here they are. Official transcripts. Here, just like everything else that's been done by the media to hit President Trump, former President Trump, whatever the hell you want to call him, Donald Orange Godzilla Hitler. I don't give a damn what you think about him. But it turns out that all he did say was to scrutinize the ballots in Fulton County, because he was asserting that dishonesty would be found there. And if you didn't notice the way everything that happened when they were counting ballots during the presidential election, blocking people off, doing all that, people couldn't see. Yeah, which they're not supposed to, by the way. And then, again, there they were, blocking off windows, doing all kinds of stuff, again, during the runoffs in January. And all those liberal mainstream media sources just ran with it. And, if ABC News, saw it and ran with it, that means The View is spewing about it. They're bile and they're just nonsense. The amount of sputum coming out of them is just ungodly on a daily basis. Anyway. But, all of them, for this long, ran with it. And, everyone, members of, the Senate and stuff, saying, well, we need to impeach him for this. Roar. Even though all you had to do is listen to the damn man, read the transcripts, listen to the tape, and it would show, no, he didn't tell. He said, you need to scrutinize this stuff because shady stuff can happen. And, well, look at both times they were counting ballots and how many times, courts had to say, no, really, these people need to be able to see this and stuff. They're supposed to be able to. It's in the law. You can't be blocking them off and covering up the windows and doing all this stuff that looks extraordinarily sketchy, because why would you have to do that if you weren't doing sketchy things? Sit there, leave the windows open for everyone to see from their 10 feet, even though you can't see a damn thing from 10 feet. Even with my glasses, I wouldn't be able to see a signature on a tiny, little bitty signature on a ballot from 10 feet. But what the hell do I know? And this is the same thing the media did with the Stormy Daniels thing. And Ukraine, even though there was only one person. And that was that Vindman guy who was approached by Ukraine to be their, defense secretary guy, minister twice. And his word is real good. The Russia thing, which people, to the media, John Brennan, Adam Schiff, all these people, to the media, well, we have everything, we got him, we got him, we got him, we got him, there's complete proof. And then they went and testified, raise your right hand, and yeah, we don't have anything, there's nothing. They, under oath, admitted there was nothing, but they had to keep telling the media that there was, and the media kept running with it until they can move on to something else. This is what they do. All you have to do is look it up. Guess what? There's lots of investigations from lots of different people, even the special counsel they brought in, and wasted $35 million or whatever it was, 32, 35, something like that, taxpayer dollars, and found nothing. Less than nothing. Wonder how you know that? Because he was still there, and they moved on to something else immediately. And great, then they moved on from that. Then they ran the armed coup and insurrection trying to overthrow the government, and that his speech incited. Even though at the time they knew that it was coming. There were reports for a while. They knew it was coming. They denied requests for help. They knew it was coming, and they still impeached him for saying his speech, even though they knew that it didn't. The people that did the impeachment articles knew it didn't, and they still did it. And they're still running on all the white supremacy and, armed coup, and there were no guns. No one, not a shot fired by any of the people there. No guns were found. Only 9 people that they arrested out of the hundreds, were associated with, white supremacist groups or anything. And out of that many people that were there, that kind of debunks that whole theory. 9 out of a couple thousand. Yeah. proves no, thinking that it was a white supremacy thing. Like, and now they just keep moving on. The border thing, oh, that's all his fault. Like, notice they keep doing it, and you people just keep falling for it. Hook, line, sinker. Like, all you gotta do is just read the transcripts and listen to the calls. That's all you have to do for any of this. And it would all go away. Actually look up stuff instead of just listening and letting them, like, bend your mind. And, not think for yourself. Like, it's out there. The world would be a much better place if people actually started thinking for them damn selves. We'd all sleep better, people would get along again, and the country wouldn't be a dumpster fire that it is right now. Because there's so many idiots that just follow right along. And don't use their brain. Think that they're never going to get lied to by anyone. And all those people are like, they're all guilty of doing it and getting us where we are in the mainstream media. So, again, that's not my piece. I mean, look at all the stuff they've spewed and just keep moving right along to everything. It's what they do. Because then you can immediately, find the facts and look it up, and it takes minutes. But no one will do it. I don't get it. But it is what it is. But anyway, I appreciate all y'all. Thanks for checking out the video. The new people, thank you for liking the page and following along. Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble under the Jesse Rucinski Show. And separately, if you have a Spotify account, you can follow along on there and get the updates so you don't have to get them from social medias and deal with all that, because I know a lot of people don't like the social medias and like dealing with all the just idiocy and everything associated with it. But it's there. Follow along. Be a supporter. Give what you can. Give your time if that's all you have. But get the word out there. You can comment on all the social media platforms and let me know what you think. I appreciate all of that. Have a good day. Have a good St. Patrick's Day. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid. And until tomorrow, my friends, peace.